Hello, my dear little ones. It's time for the gentlest story, one that will help you drift into the world of sweet dreams. Get cozy, close your eyes, and listen. Far, far away, beyond a green meadow where flowers nod their heads and the breeze whispers secrets, stood a small, cozy chicken coop. And in it lived a very sweet and curious little hen. Her name was Clucky. Every morning, when the sun was just waking up and tickling the tree branches with its golden rays, Clucky would wake up too. She would quietly stretch, smooth her feathers, and her little heart was already ready for new discoveries. Clucky wasn't like the other hens. She didn't just look for worms near the chicken coop. She always wanted to find out what was beyond the next bush or around the next bend in the path. Today was a special morning. The air was so fresh, and the grass was so dewy. Clucky stepped out of the coop, took a deep breath, and quietly walked along. First, she walked past tall sunflowers which seemed to nod their yellow heads at her. Clucky walked, and then she stopped. Her little eyes widened in wonder. Before her stretched a huge, huge field. It wasn't just green. It was golden, as if covered with millions of tiny suns. These were wheat stalks swaying gently, as if dancing a lullaby. Each stalk was full of tiny, round, delicious grains. Clucky quietly stepped into the field. Her little feet touched the soft stalks. She could hear the wheat rustling. Shh. Fall asleep, fall asleep. She heard the gentle breeze singing its soft song among them. The sun gently warmed her back, and it was so peaceful all around. Clucky pecked at a few grains. They were so sweet, so crunchy. It was a real treasure. Clucky wandered through this golden field, admiring it, listening to its quiet song. She felt so good and so calm there. Time passed unnoticed. The sun began to sink lower and lower, painting the sky in pink and orange colors. Clucky realized it was time to return home, to her warm chicken coop. She said goodbye to the golden field, promising it that she would definitely come back. And she quietly walked back along the same path, past the sunflowers that were already falling asleep, bowing their heads. Her little feet were a bit tired, but her heart was full of joy and peace. She thought about the golden wheat, the quiet rustle, the gentle sun. Here was the chicken coop. The other hens were already dozing in their nests. Clucky found her softest spot, curled up, feeling the warmth of her feathers. Outside, the first little stars appeared, and then the moon. They quietly peeked into the chicken coop window. Clucky closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and let it out slowly. She was almost asleep, and she dreamed of her golden, magical field. The next morning, Clucky woke up before everyone else. She wanted so much to see that field again. She quietly slipped out of the coop to get there faster. She walked along the familiar path, her little heart beating with excitement. Here was the bush. Here were the sunflowers. And here was the place where the golden field had been yesterday. But the field was different. It was no longer covered with golden stalks. The earth was dark and soft, as if someone had gently smoothed it. The farmer was taking care of his land, and the field was now resting, preparing for new seeds. Clucky wasn't sad at all. She knew that nature was wise. She understood that the earth also sometimes wants to rest and gather strength. She smiled. After all, the world is so big and full of surprises. Clucky returned to the chicken coop. The other hens were already awake. She decided not to tell them about the previous field, so as not to upset them. Instead, she quietly said, "Come with me. I know where there is something else very beautiful." All the hens walked together behind Clucky. They walked past tall grasses, past an old oak tree that had stood there for hundreds of years. They listened to the sun singing songs to the leaves. They walked, and suddenly, behind a small hill that seemed to be dozing under the sun, they saw it. A new field. It was just as golden as the first one, but even bigger. The wheat stalks swayed ever so softly, as if whispering secrets to the wind. The sun brightly illuminated every golden grain, and it seemed as if the entire field sparkled with a million diamonds. The hens joyfully ran into the field. They quietly pecked at the delicious grains, listened to the rustling, felt the warmth of the sun. They felt so good, so calm, so happy together. They wandered and wandered, enjoying every minute of this magical discovery. The hens' hearts were full of gratitude for such beauty. As the sun began its slow journey down, painting the sky with gentle hues of purple and orange, the hens realized it was time to head home. Their little legs felt pleasantly tired from their wonderful adventure. They walked back, side by side, their beaks full of happy memories, and their hearts full of peace. They thought about the golden fields, the quiet whispers of the wind, and the warmth of their friends beside them. Back in the cozy chicken coop, the stars began to twinkle outside. Each hen found her softest spot in the nesting box, snuggling down into her warm feathers. Clucky yawned a big, sleepy yawn, feeling so content. The moon shone softly through the coop window, casting gentle shadows. As Clucky closed her eyes, she heard the quiet breathing of her friends and the gentle sounds of the night. She drifted off to sleep, dreaming of endless golden fields and the sweet joy of discovery. Good night, little ones. Sweet dreams.